Bringing Amar'e Stoudemire, the Knicks power forward. Cooking with Amar'e, 100 easy recipes. He's actually going to cook for us today. You also have a basketball camp in Tel Aviv, Israel. That'll be July 27th through the 31st. Academy at Amar'eStoudemire.com. Good to see you again. How you doing?
Yep, I'm doing great. Thanks.
Your thoughts yesterday. What did you expect from your commissioner, and what did you think when you heard the end result?
Yeah, I didn't know what to expect, to be honest with you. I know it was a touchy situation, pretty vocal topic, but I didn't know what to expect from the commissioner. But I think he did a pretty fair job.
What if he didn't suspend him? What if it was, or take the team away? And like, was there a point where the players would have responded? Were you told anything that was going to happen? Were you, everybody in the Players Association? Did you guys know about possible boycotts? Any of this stuff?
Well, there's always a chance of boycotting and things like that. But when you play the game of basketball at a high level, you love to compete and you love the game of basketball, so you want to play on a consistent basis. I think the game of basketball is just bigger than this one particular topic. It's a global game now. I mean, our game has expanded across the world, international. And so with that being said, you want to protect that brand.
Yeah, I guess I was surprised that it was this swift. I wasn't surprised in what Commissioner, the punishment there. But it's hard to put this together in a span of 3 days. It happens, the reaction, and then you're going to take the team away from him. But then I find out Golden State Warriors were going to walk off the floor last night. Did you know about that?
I didn't know about that.
Yeah, they were walking off the floor at opening tip. As soon as they threw the ball up, they were going to walk off.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's one of those situations where it's very sensitive to us as players, as black players, because we spend so much time training and trying to perfect the game of basketball, and we really, truly love the game. And so when there's an option of you taking the game away from us, it's a little bit tough to walk away.
Okay, but how responsible are you as a player to know your owner?
Well, I mean, some guys have relationship with their owners and some players don't. It's just with me, I had relationships with my owners my entire career.
But do you know James Dolan?
Yeah, yeah, I know him well.
Okay, because I heard that these players knew what they were getting by going to L.A. Doc Rivers knew what he was getting by playing for Donald Sterling. Is that fair to put a little bit of this on the players and the coaches that you're going in there working for this guy?
Yeah, I mean, it's not fair to say that because, I mean, as an owner, your obligation is to make sure that you have a well-ran organization and that things that your organization is running smoothly. So, for that to be a hiccup in his resume, it's a little bit tough for a player to play for him. And I'm sure it was a big-time decision for a coach like Doc Rivers to sign with the Clippers.
He's Amar'e Stoudemire joining us, New York City Man Cave. Speaking of the Knicks, James Dolan, did he talk to you? Have you talked to him about Phil Jackson or who the next coach should be?
No, I stay out of it. It's not.
You don't care who coaches?
Well, I mean, I'm sure that Phil will make the right decision. I trust those guys and the
executives. Have you met with Phil?
I have met with him.
And
so far so good.
what does that mean?
I mean, only because his pedigree and what he brings to the table itself speaks volume. And then on top of that, to know that he's coming into this job to create a winning mentality. So with that common denominator, with myself wanting to win and with him wanting to create that winning mentality, it's not much for me to say. I just sit back and let him do his job.
Is he intimidating?
Well, he's tall. He's about my height.
But he doesn't move as well as you do.
Yeah, no, not quite.
But he's the Zen master. Like, you haven't played for him before, so now you're in his presence, and you're listening to him, and does anything flash back? Like, okay, that his words of wisdom, and like he's my Mr. Miyagi here, my Zen master?
Yeah, I played for him once in the All-Star game on the West when he was the All-Star coach.
I don't know if that counts, though.
But no, other than that, I mean, just from that time of spending with him as a player and him as a coach, I've learned a few things just from that few, 48-minute All-Star game. And just watching old clips of the Lakers and also the Bulls, and his philosophy is very, very great. And just hearing his press conference that he had here in New York was very intriguing as well. So I'm sure he'll do a great job.
How does the triangle fit into you in your game?
Well, I think, for me, being able to have a lot of tangibles as a player is going to help regardless. I mean, just being able to score inside, score outside, pick and roll, those type of tangibles would definitely help us in triangle offense or whatever offense it is.
What about Carmelo? Do you talk to him?
I haven't talked to him, no. I mean, it's really kind of a touchy situation right now for him. I know him and his family is dealing with a lot right now with a big decision to make. So again, I stay out of it and let him and his family and everyone else kind of guide him in the right direction.
But what do you think he wants to do? Like, what is best for him? Everybody wants to get their money. I don't begrudge anybody for that. But you don't want to leave with that resume that's got a big hole in it. You can't be one of the best players in the game, and all you have to show for it is you made a lot of money.
Yeah, I mean, you want to win.
Yeah.
Obviously, that you want to win. And I know for a fact that Carmelo wants to win. But it's up to him to figure out where he wants to win at. You know, what city, what team.
Would he take less, do you think, to stay in New York if he knew that money was going to be applied to bringing in players to help him win a championship?
I'm sure he's thinking about that a lot. I know it's going through his mind over and over again, and I'm sure he spoke with that with his family, and they're trying to create a sound decision. But you know, we'll see.
You weren't even one and done. You came right out of high school.
Right.
You imagine if you did a one and done? Where'd you almost go to college?
I almost went to Memphis University.
Really?
Yeah.
Why Memphis?
Well, during
Because
that
you were in Florida, weren't you?
I was in Florida.
Yeah.
And during that time, Memphis had a pretty good team. You know, back then you had DeJuan Wagner, and I committed, and Quintel Woods was committing. So we had a pretty good recruiting class, and there was a solid team there already. So we had a chance to win a national title.
Okay, if I said to you then you had to go to college for 2 years, or you could be right out of high school, understanding that, you still would have come out of high school?
Well, probably not. I mean, I might have went and played overseas.
Really?
Yeah, because I think you know, when you're playing 2 years of college basketball, I mean, it's great to play college basketball, but at the same time you want to provide for your family, and you also want to become a pro as soon as you can. I think with European basketball, they are truly teaching the kids how to play professional basketball. And there's a few different rules in college where the 3-second keys and the shot clock violation, things are a little bit different. But I think in overseas, you have a better chance to get used to the pro atmosphere.
Well, you're also taught to handle the ball. Like fundamentals in Europe is being taught. It's
Right.
not being taught here.
Right.
I mean, these kids get to AAU, they're not listening to anybody. But
No.
these guys who come in from Europe, they are able to do a lot of different things. If Dirk Nowitzki grew up in the United States, he would not be Dirk Nowitzki, in my opinion.
Yeah, I don't think so, because there's so many coaches here in America that are saying, okay, if you're 6'8" or 6'9",
Get down on the post.
you're going to play power forward or center.
Yeah.
You know, but over in Europe, if you have skills, then they're going to let you develop your skills, and you're going to become the player that you want to become.
You might have been a three-point expert if you grew up in Europe.
I still have a chance.
How many threes do you have in your career?
Not many. You know what I do, man? I stay within I play the way I practice. You know, so when I practice a certain way, I stay within that. That's why I stay efficient. I don't go outside of my repetition.
Your comfort
practice.
zone?
Absolutely.
What if you did? Would you get yelled at?
Probably not, but I stay consistent. You know.
When's the last time you got yelled at?
Well, there's a few times this season I got yelled at.
By
Coach
Woodson?
Yeah, I think every year every player gets yelled at.
But what'd you do that's really bad?
Well, I mean, it's nothing that's like out of control bad. It's just that, you know, you try to perfect the game, and once you make a few mistakes, the coaching staff will definitely let you know.
That doesn't help, though, does it, when you get yelled at?
No, it does help. I mean, not when you get yelled at to the point where it's embarrassing, but to the point where he's correcting you for your mistake. And as a pro, you want that. You know, you want to learn and know where you're making your mistakes so you can improve.
How many threes has Amar'e Stoudemire got in his career, Paulie?
30.
30.
What's my percentage, Paulie?
24%.
Oh, come on, Paulie.
You want to make it up?
42%, isn't it?
Well, you had a season, 2010, 2011, you were 10 for 23 from three, 43%.
Nice.
Look at you.
Yeah.
You see?
You're a regular Kyle Korver there.
But Dan, he hasn't taken a three in 2 seasons.
That's right.
Yeah, it's probably by design. by the coaching staff. You went to the Yankee game last night?
I did.
But is it because Robinson Cano was back in town, or you just went to the Yankee game?
Well, I went because my guy, CC Sabathia, was pitching.
Oh, okay.
And then on top of that, Cano was in town, so it worked out.
CC he's skinnier than you, isn't he?
Almost.
Man.
I know he's trimming up well.
Does he have any game, basketball?
We grew up in California, so most guys from Cali swear they can play basketball. So
You haven't played against him?
Not yet.
Give me the best basketball player from another sport you played with. Somebody who didn't play basketball.
I played with Kanye West on the basketball court.
And?
He's not bad. He's solid. From Chicago. There's a lot of great players from Chicago, too, by the way.
Kanye strikes me as he's always angry.
Not always. He's not always angry.
But does he whine?
No, man. I mean, Kanye's a really cool and he's a great guy once you get to know him.
How tall is he?
He's about 5.
Oh, I'm going to post him
7.
up.
Yeah, you
I'm
know,
going to post him
absolutely.
Up. Yeah, I'm going to own him. Come on. What about Ice Cube? Did you play with him?
I haven't played with Ice Cube.
That triple-double stuff. Come on. He didn't mess around and get it. Nobody keeps their stats on playground, Amar'e. Right?
He messed around and got a triple-double. I don't know.
Come on. On a playground. Come on.
On the playground.
Nobody keeps their stats on a playground except for Ice.
Right.
So Kanye, you play. What about Prince? Did you ever play with Prince?
I haven't played against Prince, no.
Now everybody swears Prince is a great basketball player.
But he's shorter than Kanye. I mean, he's like 5'2".
Yeah, your son's right around his height, isn't he?
Yeah, my son's he's 11 months.
Yeah. All right, we'll continue with Amar'e Stoudemire. What'd you cook up today? What do you got?
Today we got chicken and waffles with a little pecan syrup. We're gonna put a little sugar powder over the top of the waffles. It's gonna be pretty good.
Have you cooked for Phil Jackson yet?
I haven't yet.
What would you cook for Phil?
We'll have to probably.
Now, if he's coming to your house, he walks in the door. What's he smelling?
I'm gonna go all plant-based diet with Phil because he's a Zen master. So I'm sure he's a healthy guy.
What are you going to cook for Coach Kerr when he joins the team?
I'm not sure yet.
All right, we'll continue with Amar'e Stoudemire.